What's up? It's Ballistic, Ballistic Beats, BLysticProductions.com. Back with another M1 video because a lot of people have been asking for more M1 videos. I am a musician first, a music producer. I also do photography and all that, but I also have a bachelor's degree in IT and really love computers and iPads and devices and music, audio equipment, just anything electronic since I was a kid with video games and all that. Really just into that. So I just want my channel to reflect me. I don't want it to turn into a only tech channel, but I also don't want it to only be music because I'm not only music. So look out, you'll probably see some photography videos and all that coming along too. That being said, this video is pretty much just a 90-day update. It's about 90 days. It was like the end of November when I got my M1 Macbook Air, and so that's about 3 months ago. Been getting a lot of questions. A lot of the questions are the same, but a lot of people seem to be like completely confused about what this computer is. I've had multiple Facebook debates. Sometimes you just got the time, and sometimes I go back and forth with people on Facebook in groups and whatnot that are like Mac haters or whatever. And you know, it's a bunch of people that are Mac haters. I feel like I'm not biased. A few years ago, I was actually Mac biased, but now I actually, transparency moment, use Windows more for my actual business needs and all that kind of stuff. But I do use this MacBook just as much. Let me explain that. When I'm actually making like videos and doing most things, I use my Windows PC because I have a custom built Windows PC right here at my desk, and it's hooked up to my whole setup, and that's just what it was. And it has a 8-core 16-thread i9 and all that. And just for comparison's sake, I do have a 2020 Razer Blade 15 also with a RTX 2060 i7 10th gen 10750. And yes, if you need to edit video on a level of doing like After Effects and motion graphics and all that, the Razer would probably be your best bet. But for just about everything else, the MacBook Air M1 is gonna do it. And when I'm not right here at this desk, which I get tired of sitting at this desk because I literally sit here all day sometimes, I'm way quicker to pull up my MacBook Air than the Razer. The Razer pretty much needs to be plugged in like all the time. It lasts like maybe 2 hours or 3, depending on what you're doing. And it just feels like it's just draining, and the vents are on the bottom when you're sitting it on your lap. It's getting hot, like super hot, like not just a little hot, like hot to where you can't really touch it for more than a couple seconds. Whereas this doesn't have a fan and it doesn't get hot. It maybe gets lukewarm, but it pretty much doesn't change beyond room temperature. I do have other videos up. I don't want to reiterate the same points in this, but after 3 months, a lot of my feelings are still the same. One of the main things that people have been asking about is the RAM. And yes, this has 8 gigs of RAM. Let me pull this thing up here. I'll block out my cereal. But yeah, I have the 8 gig model of the M1, and I'm running Big Sur 11.2, and I haven't really run into any major issues. It's not connected to it right now, but as you see, I have UAD installed for my Universal Audio Apollo. I have the Thunderbolt version, and when I do use that on here to connect to everything, it runs perfectly, like no glitches, no nothing. All my other stuff runs perfectly too. I'm gonna pull up Photoshop real quick. Dang, I think I may have to sign into that. But Photoshop comes up. I'm not about to sign into it right now. But basically, now that I launched it once, I can click it again and it should open right up, and it'll continue to do that like moving forward or whatever until like I don't use it for a while. So that's that. I did get well, let's do Logic Pro first. So this is the native version of Logic Pro. Ignore that plugin thing, and it's ready to open up a new project just like that. Talking about my audio interface that I'm using to stream or whatever. But yeah, that opens up pretty cool. FL Studio is like that. No complaints. It doesn't give the little fruit thing that pops up, but I don't think that's a major thing. I mean, I know some of y'all really like the Fruity Loop fruit, but it's not needed. It comes right up. Doesn't give any issues. This ain't my sounds. They're on an external hard drive. But let me see. So I can open up Omnisphere. Third party comes right up. Sounds are super snappy. So that's good. Haven't had any issues. I haven't had any crashes personally when I have made beats and whatnot in those. Ableton 11 Suite also. I've done some podcast editing on here. It's running the way it should too. So I don't know. A lot of people, some people had different experiences, but I'm not sure like what all they have going on, but I honestly haven't had any issues with mine. While I got this open, I can show, let me plug in this. All my Native Instrument stuff is on this hard drive. Contact. It opens right up just like that. It doesn't open that fast on all systems, but I would say that's pretty good. We got that. So I just hooked up my Arturia Mini Lab Mark II. Have to update my sound card, but no problems. Let me load up this woodwind. Kinetic Toys is dope. Just like that. And that's on the external hard drive. Anyway. So that's that. Go to Reactor 6. Comes right up. Razor. Loud. Anyway, all that type of stuff work. People was wondering about the MPC too. So the thing with that is the MPC software does work as a VST and as the standalone application, but the controller mode doesn't work, so it's not gonna communicate with the NPCs yet. And that's the NPC 1, NPC Live X, Live 2, all that. Just whatever. So the software works as it should, but it's gonna be a little bit before they update the drivers for the controller mode. And that's not necessarily because of the M1 chip, it's because of Big Sur. Every time Apple updates their OS, back ever since like Mojave came out, it always mess up display link drivers, and it takes a little bit for those devices to catch up. But yeah, so NPC software, the 2, as well as the beats and all that, it works. You're fine. If you're using a controller with it, you're good to go regardless. But yeah, again, I really just wanted to make a quick video just to let you guys know that after a long-term use, this is still a huge recommendation. Probably within the next few months or sometime this year, Apple is putting out their next line of M chips. Some saying it's the M1X or the M2, but I think the M1X is what it is. There's a lot of like official leaks, if there's a such thing as official leak, that are saying that, and there's iMacs coming out, pretty much a 16-inch MacBook, as well as probably a rumored 14-inch Mac too. Should you wait for that? If you need like extreme power and all of that, I would say wait. If you have something to work off of right now, wait for that next set to come out. But if you are needing a computer right now and you're looking and you're about to buy an Intel Mac or a Windows like gaming laptop for music, and you're not going to be using that graphics card, I would definitely say get this. I've seen people recently that are about to spend $2,500, $3,500 on a 16-inch MacBook with the some i7, but even the i9 versions. And you can search YouTube, search Google, these M1 Macbook Airs and the Pros and even the Mac Minis that are only like $700 are beating those higher end Macs in like all types of benchmarks and tests and render tests and all that kind of stuff. So if you're doing video editing and you use Final Cut, any of these are gonna like kill most computers that you're gonna get, unless you're spending an insane amount of money. So I just want to reiterate, like, if you're looking to get one of these, it's not a bad thing to do. People are saying like, oh, don't get the first round because there's always gonna be bugs, like I would wait for the second round, or don't get this because you know Apple always messes up the first batch and blah blah blah. But if you talk to anybody that actually got one, they're gonna tell you otherwise, and I would agree. Like, you're gonna want it. Like, just get it. I've had somebody kind of troll my channel. I had to let him go because he was like, no real music producer uses a MacBook Air. And what? And then I said, like, do your research, and he went and pulled up like a 3-year-old video and was like, see, they're laughing at MacBook Airs and they're horrible for anything serious. And like, bro, the M1 is a completely different league of computers. So if you're one of those people that feel like, oh, it's a MacBook Air, oh, it's a 13-inch Mac, it can't do anything serious, you really got to catch up, because Apple is this far ahead of other laptops right now. Even the AMD Ryzens, those are dope, super great. But if this is any indication of what Apple is going to do in the future with the next line of chips, everybody got to play the catch-up game, because this has 4 performance cores and 4 like low power cores or whatever. The next lines, as far as the rumors, have the 4 low power cores, which is still snappy and to do all your everyday stuff, but they have 8 performance cores. So that'll be like twice as powerful pretty much, or almost. That's a good 35-40% faster, and it's already fast. So I don't know, hopefully I'm not rambling too much, but I just wanted to talk about it a little bit more. Let me know in the comments if you want to see anything specifically. I can go ahead and script something out. Like I just wanted to talk about it for this one, but definitely let me know specific questions, and please check out my other videos before you ask those questions. I don't want to repeat and regurgitate the same information over and over. I don't mind answering questions, but some people have been asking questions that I answered in the video. So if you have a real question or a real test or something that you see me do, like, don't ask me how the M1 Mac works if you are recording a 100 piece orchestra with 30 choir singers at Carnegie Hall. Like, cause I don't know, I have got questions that made me feel like that's what they're asking me. I'm a music producer. I use a lot of synthesizers and MPC and just basically make beats for people, and I mix stuff too. I mix songs, I mix podcasts, all that. So yeah, anything around that basis, or like something that an engineer slash producer would do, I can answer that. Anyways, if you want an M1 MacBook, you can use my link in the description. I also have all my other equipment down there. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you are interested in anything I have, if you want to check out any of my work, all that, or if you just feel like being nice and doing a good deed for the day, hit the subscribe button. Holla at me. I answer comments. Hold it down, be safe, all that.